So hi there, thanks for clicking on my video. As usual, I've come with a story and then I'll come to the topic. So my friend's daughter, actually she's my to distant relations, is my cousin also. So my cousin's daughter, when she turned 25, her mother, my cousin, started looking for a good guy for her because he wanted to get her married. So very soon they got a very good proposal. The guy was good, well established, coming from a wealthy family and smart looking. Everything was good, and she actually the guy's family wanted to get the marriage fixed in 1 or 2 meeting, but my cousin's daughter, she set her foot down, saying that she wanted to get mixed with this guy. She wanted to get along with this guy, knowing more about this guy, and every detail she wanted to know about the guy. So she said to her mother that, look, first of all, I want to spend some time with this guy because I want to know a lot of things about this guy, his thinking, his attitude, his way of living, his perspective of life. So everything she wanted to know. So the guy's family, they were little old school, the mother. So she was not ready to give permission to get them, to mingle up and to spend time together. But somehow she agreed on this proposal to get them being together. So this girl started spending time together because she comes from a very my cousins, actually she come from a very what do you call, give a kind of very reasonable way of thinking of life, and she gave every freedom to her daughter. And she also wanted to her daughter to consider the thing, before entering into this marriage thing. Even she was supportive of her daughter, because she also wanted her daughter to take good action before entering into this marriage thing, and she wanted her to know the guy well, before doing this thing. So they started getting along together, they started meeting together, they started spending time together. So once they were sitting in a park, talking about their future planning, just discussing about their life and everything. So initially everything seemed good to them because the guy was also very good, kind and supportive. Everything was, going well. So one day it happened that they were sitting in a park. A guy comes of 16 or 17 years old, and he started asking for money from this guy. And this guy, without thinking, without knowing this guy, took out his wallet and gave 1,000 rupees to this the small guy who had come asking for money. And this girlie got a little shocked, seeing that, how can it be possible to give such a large amount to somebody whom you don't know? And she did not say anything, but later on she asked him that how could it be possible for you to give such a big amount without thinking. So guy shrugged, saying that this is my way to help other, I always do it. Maybe it was a kind of sign of his generosity which he wanted to prove, or maybe that's this guy was really a kind of kind and generous person, But helping other beyond the proper limit, if you don't know anybody, if you don't know where this guy is coming from, and why this guy was in need of food and what was his family background, so without knowing, if somebody gives money to someone, such a large amount, so it seems a little awkward thing. So this girl felt a little awkward, but did not say anything, because she was also generous, kind hearted, but getting out of the way to help other and the person whom you don't know, it seems little awkward to her. And but she didn't say anything, because the thing was that she always wanted to have a guy of emotional maturity, a guy of understanding, who could think about the financial thing also. So she thought that it might be dangerous for her future also, if his husband keeps on giving money to others, so it would be a little difficult thing in future. So another incident, when they were in a restaurant, so this guy ordered food, And since they were in a kind of less crowded restaurant, and they were the first customer to reach there, so it was they were the people over there, they were taking time to bring the food. So this guy started shouting and started cribbing and complaining, saying that the whole system is not good, and your the service is not good, we are not getting the food on time, and they started shouting. So the manager, he had to come over to tell them that food is being prepared and they need to wait for some time. But this guy didn't wait, and rather he started shouting and wanted this girl to go out and to eat somewhere. Even this girl tried to calm him down, saying that since they have ordered the food, so it doesn't look good to go out of the restaurant. But this guy did not listen to anybody, and he stormed out of the restaurant in anger. So after this incident, this girl, she just refused to get married to this guy. So this was the story, and I'm sure now you have understood what is my topic for today. Yeah, so my topic for today is, what are the important questions you should ask to a person who you are going to get married. After listening the story, you must have been thinking that that this is a very small thing, very small issue to refuse somebody from marrying. Because this is a kind of nature, this is a kind of habit of somebody. If somebody is angry with someone, it's not a big deal, it's not a big issue to refuse to get married to someone. But let me tell you one thing, in today's world, when girls have got everything what they want in their life, I mean, I'm not talking about male and female thing, I'm just talking about from the perspective of women, that they have got everything in their life and they have option in their life to select their husband. In today's world, they have gone ahead to get everything of their dream, whatever they want in their life. So they have their option to select, to choose their future husband also. So these are the small things, in outer surface it seems that this is really a very superficial things to refuse somebody on the basis of their this nature which they have shown there. But I'm quite sure about it that there are lots of people who might have been thinking that just to get to know somebody, and if you find that their behavior is not suitable in some particular circumstances, and you are just putting them into a kind of box, labeling them, saying that this person is not considerate, this person is not sincere, this person has no emotional maturity, is not good. But I think that in today's world, when the girl has lots of option open, they should find their own husband according to their own will. Since the whole scenario is changing, girls are very aware of their need. They know that what is their desire, what they really want to figure out in their life, what is their expectation from their future husband, or what they really want their future husband to be. So if this is there, and if they are getting a lot of opportunity, lot of option, why they should not select their own husband if they tend to marry someone, it's a kind of arranged marriage. In love marriage, it is okay that you get to know the person, you mix up with the person, and you get a lot of opportunity to know their liking, their disliking, their aspiration, their dream, their habit, their attitude. But when you are arranged, when you are going to marry someone, because your parents want you to settle down with somebody, you need to know this person in a nice way. So there are certain things which you need to know before getting into this marriage institution, and this is very, very important to do it, because in today's complex situation that everybody keeps a kind of deeper understanding, a deeper thought about something in their life. So that is why they really want a kind of partner to whom they are going to give a kind of commitment for their whole life. That person should be good, that person should be supportive, that person should be kind. And in my opinion, these small incident, it determine a person. It really brings out their real character. So before getting into marriage, I really want you to tell you, girls, that first you get to know the person very well, and that you can take your own time. Like, maybe 2 months, 6 months, you spend time with this guy and try to know this guy in a better way. And small incident, now how he's dealing with common people, what is his attitude towards the common folk, like when you have gone to a restaurant, how is talking with the person who brings food, and how he's talking with the cab driver, how is dealing with common and ordinary people. They will get to know how much respect this person has for other people, how much considerate this person is. Like, the thing is that, these small things would make you understand that what is the basic nature of this person. So let's know that what are the basic things, what are the basic question you might ask to the person whom are going to get married. And this would be a really a very good initiative taken by you in your future plan, in your future, keeping in view your future perspective, how you want your future to be. So let's understand what are the topic on which you can ask the person. So first thing I really want to tell you, that when you want to meet this guy whom you are going to marry for the first time, be very easy to meet this guy. Talk to this guy in a nice way. Don't put back-to-back question to make this person uneasy to answer, and it would be like, you are taking a kind of interview. So don't do it. Rather, take everything in a very light and very comfortable manner. You put your question, and I think first day it's not suitable for you to come with your question and answer. First, you know about your hobbies, your liking, your disliking. Sit together, know your partner in a better way, and in a very soft way you can start your first day, and then go for asking a lot of questions later on. But don't depend on the first day that you are asking a lot of questions, making this person uncomfortable. Okay, so what are the things which you should start asking this person? The first thing, in my opinion, when you're going to ask somebody, something, first thing you should keep in mind that the first question which you are going to ask, that is, that this person is really willing into getting into married thing or not. Maybe this person is being forced by his family to get married, or to go and to meet the girl. First, to know his own his willingness to come over here, like he's really want to get into the marriage thing, or it is just a kind of force which has been done by his parents or his family member that he has come to meet you. First, you know this thing, because it is very important to know the willingness of that person, who has come to meet you. Because when this person will not be interested in you now, that person will take a sneak peek and will look around and will not take a least interest in you, whatever you are saying. And if you are very sincere into initiating a kind of conversation, and this person is not taking a least interest in you, so it's really very irritating thing. So first, that this person really want to get into this marriage thing, and if he's ready to take this kind of responsibility. There might be other reason why this guy is not ready for marriage. Maybe he want to do something better in his career, maybe he wants to study more, maybe he likes somebody else, but just to satisfy his parents they come to meet you. So you should know this thing. You should know initially, you just get to know this thing, that why this guy has come to meet you. Once you know the purpose, and then you start talking about your all plan and future plan, but not in first day. First day, you just go and meet this guy and have a kind of very normal talk, and very in a very good and supportive way, making this person normal. like, when I'm talking about these kind of things, I remember my own marriage thing. What happened when my husband first came to see me. I remember that he had come with his parents and his sister-in-law, and he just wanted to have a kind of talk with me. I'm talking about, I got married in 1996, and at that time he just wanted to have a kind of talk with me. He wanted to know my opinion whether I am ready for marriage or not. And it was a kind of big deal for me, because being an innocent girl, never got an opportunity to talk to a stranger. It was very difficult for me to talk to my husband at that time, and I refused to talk to him separately, going in another room and have a kind of talk. So I said, no, it's okay, I won't be comfortable in talking to that a stranger or someone. So that time was different, but this time is different. That time was different because people, they were limited to their family. They had no other option left. Marriage was a kind of institution for them, which they had to perform, not only for him, but also for the whole family. It was a big deal for the whole family, when in those days, when you get to marry to someone, it is not for that, that you are seeking for a good life partner. It was something different. Bringing a wife into the house means, you are satisfying everybody. The father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, everybody is expecting something from the the newly arrived bride. Even the husband has some expectation from the bride. Nobody asks the girl what is her desire, whether she is ready to marry or not, whether she is ready to marry, whether she wants to what kind of her desire is, whether she wants to to work, to make her career, or to remain at home. What is her liking, her disliking? Nobody thought about it. Only thing was there that you need to get married. When you come to an age, just leave your all studies and all. First priorities were given to the girl, that was to get married, and then you think about your future plan, your everything. But now the whole scenario has changed. Now girl has got lot of options. First of all, they have started standing on their feet. They know what is good for them, what is bad for them, and what are the things they should think, to get into. They started taking life in a deeper sense, Now they don't find a kind of husband or and wife just to, to live together and to spend time together and to start a family. Now the whole scenario is different, because they want a kind of supportive spouse. They want to, they have lots of things to do in their future, in their life. And they want someone to be, very supportive, someone to be very close to them, who can understand them, who can understand their priorities, who can understand their weaknesses, who can understand them fully. Every time, being there. And it is not the guy only, they want this kind of thing. Even the girls also started, even the girl have a lots of things to do in their life. They are very serious about their career. So the first thing which I really want to bring into consideration, I really want to discuss that, first, when you get into this marriage thing, when you really want to, want someone to be your partner, the first thing about the family, getting to know in a better way the guy's family. It is okay that after marriage, if you want to settle down with the guy to another city, and for a while, once for a while you are coming and spending time in festival with the family, it is okay. Because for few days, if you are living with your in-laws, so you don't have to get deeper inside, knowing these people. You don't have to put your all effort to know your in-laws, it is okay, because you know you are living with them for a short period of time. So if it is okay for you not to get in you know, delving deep to know these people, but if you know that if your husband has got a job in the same city where you are going to settle down, and they're living with the and he's living with the family, then it's become very very essential to know your in-laws, know them in a better way, know their attitude, their behavior, their ways of living, what they really want to expect from their future daughter-in-law. You know it well, know about the family condition, know that who cooks at home, who does the cleaning, and what kind of expectation they put from the future bride. So if you clear all these things, you know, it becomes very very easy for you to cope up with the situation, and you can handle the situation. Because you know, if without knowing it, if you think that everything is very good, you know, everybody is behaving very nicely, and you know, you are also happy, you know, because you know outer appearance really looks good. It happens that when you start living with them, if you start living with them, we will get to know their real self, even they will get to know your real self. So it is better to know beforehand that what is their way of thinking, what kind of values, what kind of tradition they follow, what kind of religious belief they follow. So I really want to tell you a story that one of my friend, actually, after marriage, first it was decided that she will live with her husband, so she was quite happy about that she will not have to live with the parents, you know, in-laws. And then later on what happened, that you know, the husband had to go to doing you know, the husband had to go for some training, and this friend of mine, she had to live with her in-laws, so spent more than 6 months, you know, with her in-laws. So it was very very difficult for her to cope up with her in-laws, because first of all, they were of the traditional values. They wanted her daughter-in-law to put ghungat on her head. They wanted her to not to step out of the house. They wanted her to follow, you know, certain things, like in every religious function, you know, they would want her to keep fast, and that was not you know, very easy for her to deal with, since she grew up in a kind of city, in a kind of free environment, and everything was, you know, very liberal parents. You know, my friend's parents were very liberal in every way, so that's why it was very difficult to cope her you know, to you know, to live with her in-laws, you know, to cope up with all the things, all the, you know, difficult position. So it is better to know your in-laws in a nice way. So it is better to know your in-laws if you really want to spend time with them, if you want to live with them, if you're going to live with them. So just know their attitude, their behavior, the restriction which they want to put on the bride, and what is your attitude, how you're going to deal with those situations. Just discuss very openly with the guy, telling him that this is my boundary, this is my limitation, and I would respect your parent, I would listen everything you know, what they say to me, but only thing is that I will work, I will go outside, I will mix up with my friends, I will do everything, because I have grown up in such a family where my parents have not put any kind of restriction on me. So just clear all the thing and then get into the marriage. Second thing, I am very much concerned about telling you guys that, you know, in today's generation, I have found out one thing, that having children or not, because it has become a kind of big issue for young generation. A new shift in having children created in new generation husband and wife. Most of them are you know, coming as antinatalist. They don't want to take the responsibility of having children. So it is very essential for you to make clear about these things, whether they really want to have children or not. And if they are really willing to have children, you know, whether they want it just after marriage, or 1 or 2 years after marriage, or if they want to make a kind of shift in this uh, thinking, that also you should discuss about it. Because you know what happens, that if you don't discuss about these things, you know, I remember that uh, there is an incident in my neighborhood actually. So this girl was in a kind of you know, so this girl actually from my neighborhood, I know her well. Actually, she was really afraid to get into this process of having children. She was really in fear of this pregnancy thing and having children. So she wanted to adopt the children. Instead of going through the process of having children, her own biological children, she wanted to adopt children. But her husband was not in a, you know, he was not he was considering it not good to adopt someone if they are able to have their produce their own children. So this was a kind of thing which might occur in the relationship if you don't talk about your clear conception about this thing. You know, you should clear your conception about this thing. You should clear all your doubt that when they want to have a kind of children, what should discuss about the parenthood, their how they are going to give them a kind of facilities of life, how they want to give their you know, a kind of good parenting. But that should not happen, you know, initially in 1 or 2 meeting you are going to discuss in detail about whole thing. Just take your time, get mix up with this guy, get to know this guy, take your own time, maybe 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and then you discuss openly the whole thing before you start you know, starting your family, or before you get into the marriage. One more thing I want to discuss about that, you know, what happens that first when the guy and girl, they meet first time, so they are so much influenced by each other. Maybe in 1 or 2 point they feel that they are very comfortable, you know, they get swayed in the emotion, and then what happened, you know, they talk about their past. That is absolutely a kind of red flag for them. In first 2 or 3 meeting, if you are going to talk about your past, what had happened in your past, how many people were there in your life, what kind of relationship you had in your future, so it is not supposed to you know, to come out in first or 2 meeting. You are not supposed to come out with this kind of fact. It is okay to be honest, it is okay to tell them the truth, you know, but not in first go, and always reveal the whole thing in moderation. You don't need to go in detail, you know, every minute detail, you know, explaining the whole thing, how I met this guy, you know, what happened, that this guy was in my college, so first day when I saw this guy, this thing happened. Don't let grow a kind of jealousy or insecurity in your future husband. And you know, later on what happens, that initially first you, when you are start liking each other, and when you talk about these kind of thing, you feel very generous to open up with your whole you know, past thing which had happened to you. So later on it becomes a kind of conflict, a kind of problem it creates when you don't reveal everything. I would tell you that don't get swayed in emotion and telling every small things about your life. Keep something untold, keep something, some past thing unrevealing. That would be helpful for you. You are not supposed to tell everything. Remember, even if you're getting close, you have you know, mixing up together. So if this person is insisting you again and again to tell your past, say very frankly that I'm not comfortable revealing my past, because I'm not giving much importance what had happened to me and in what kind of relationship I was, because I always believe in my present thing. So that is why leave these things, because if we carry the baggage of our past, no, it might ruin our present thing. So that is why it will be better not to discuss this kind of thing. And if he wants to know something about it, just tell them in superficially, you know, not getting, you know, delving deep into the thing and telling them everything. Okay, so One more thing is coming to my mind, that is having a kind of responsibility. What kind of problem you're having in your life, discuss everything. Discuss everything in a very open way, because sometimes it happens that you have your responsibility to bear, like you are the elder girl, you are the suppose you are the elder daughter of the family. Okay, so you have to take a lot of responsibilities of your parents, or your younger brother or sister. You want to take the responsibility of your younger brother's studies, or maybe your younger sister's studies, but you are not discussing these things with your would-be husband. Be very clear about it. Just talk to him, tell him that I am earning and I want half of my salary to go to my parents, if you're willing to do it. And if you want to give at least 25% of your salary to your sister, or you want to help out your parents because your parents have no other source apart from a little pension or something, so just come out with a force. Tell your husband very clearly that you really want to help your parents, and this is my whole thing. Don't hide these kind of thing, thinking that okay, after marriage I will tell him everything. Just be clear, tell him that this is the responsibility which I take upon my shoulder, and want to fulfill it. And this would be if you keep your conception clear about it, it will not create problem after marriage. When suddenly one day you just tell your husband that I want to help my parents, giving half of my salary to my parents, so it would create a kind of nuisance, a problem. So it would be better if you discuss beforehand, that I am willing to help my parents. Even the guy helps their parents, so why not girls? Not because of this thing that there should be a kind of equality and you are just doing it because the guys also doing the same thing, not because of that, but because there is a kind of necessity in your home and you are always there to take a stand for that. So if you're willing to do it, and tell your husband very clearly about it, that this is your intention and after marriage you want to continue with it. And if your husband is okay with it, then it is okay. But if he has some problem, he will tell you then and there only, and you might have a kind of very cool discussion about it. Okay, and you should talk about the respects of your parents also. Like if your intention is if you are giving respect to guys' parents, just thinking as your in-laws, thinking them as your parents and all, you also expect the same thing from your husband too. Just get to know this person very clearly, very honestly, what is his view regarding this thing, and after knowing this thing, you take initiative to getting into the marriage thing. Because these small things will keep you intact. You both will be in the same boat, understanding each other necessity, understanding each other priorities, understanding and respecting each other's parents, and it would be lead to a greater future for both of you. Talking about your financial values, financial needs, necessities are also very important, before getting into the marriage. Just because sometimes it happens, it has been seen that girl is of different nature, guy is of different nature. Both have their different aspects of life to look at. Suppose the guy wants to have a kind of car just after the marriage, want to save the money, he wanted to buy a kind of brand new car, and the girl is having this different perspective. She want to settle down in a kind of her own home, she wanted to have a kind of her own flat, and for that purpose is saving money, and husband is saving money for another person. So first you talk about the financial thing, you talk about that how you are going to deal with the whole expenses which is going to come out in your future, in your family, in your when you start living together. this might cause a lot of problem if you don't discuss about your financial thing, that who is going to spend the money, how they are going to tackle with the expenses which is coming in their way, what is the saving purpose, how they are planning for the saving thing. Is the girl's salary will be saved for the whole thing, and a boy's salary, you know, will be used for expensive, or both of them will come together with their salary. So this is very important thing to discuss on. So if you keep on discussing this kind of thing, you know, it's really going to give you kind of relief in future, and you know, it will also you know, help you from creating a kind of you know, irritation, a kind of conflict, you know, which frequently happens if you are not very clear about your conception. Okay, so these were the few things I wanted to discuss with you, but later let me tell you one thing. I really believe in one thing, that these small things, it seems very superficial from outward, but the thing is that it really works when you see the person. If you happen to see the true nature of the person whom you are going to spend your whole life, in a very crucial way, in a very, you know, penetrating deep inside his personality, if you're able to see this person in a nice way, if you get opportunity to know this person closely, do it. It has also been seen that some person are very introvert type. They are not socially open to get mingled up with people, to have a kind of social party, a social gathering. They are very introvert type. And the girl is of opposite nature. She want to get mixed with people, get mingle up with people, to have a kind of party in every weekend, to have a kind of get together every weekend. So it create a kind of problem when you find that the guy doesn't want to spend time with you know, the girl's friends, and the girl is not taking interest in guy's friends. So it is better to have a kind of talk beforehand, knowing the person in a better way. Later on, it should not create a kind of misunderstanding among you. This is very delicate thing. You have to navigate the whole thing very delicately, and understanding each other aspects, their perspective, their attitude, their behavior, their opinion, and respecting each other. And the bottom line is, if you respect and love each other, the whole thing is going to, you know, get in a new way. Don't rush into marriage. Take your own time to understand the person in a nice way, and then you think about marriage, because this is a lifetime thing which you are getting into, this kind of thing. Just start a healthy and beautiful relationship which you really want to get into. So thanks for watching my video. I'll keep on coming with these kind of thing. I really want you to appreciate the thing if you really like it by your comment. Thank you so much.